Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
And together we're Backyard Musings, going to try and get you through this Monday with a science and technology channel.
Yep, and we're having a total eclipse here in Apple Valley, as you can see out of Steve's shutters behind his shoulder there. So it's pretty dark this morning.
It's dark early in the morning. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Here we
Scientists have created a soft wireless implant that uses tiny flashes of light to send information straight into the brain, allowing animals to learn brand new artificial signals. By lighting up specific patterns across the cortex, the system teaches the brain to interpret these flashes as meaningful cues that guide decisions and behavior. Researchers at Northwestern University have introduced a major advance in neurobiology and bioelectronics by creating a wireless device that uses light to transmit information straight into the brain. The approach moves around the body's traditional sensory pathways and instead interacts with neurons directly. The study was published on December 8th in Nature Neuroscience. Would you like to know more?
The system is soft and flexible and fits beneath the scalp while resting on the skull. Ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
From this position, it can project carefully programmed light patterns through the bone to stimulate neurons across large areas of the cortex.
So through the bone.
Yeah.
How does the light get through the bone?
Laser, man. It's got to be laser.
Oh.
Okay. During testing, scientists use tiny bursts of patterned light to activate specific groups of neurons in mouse models. Okay. We love the mice. These neurons are genetically modified to respond to light. The mice quickly learned that certain light patterns represented meaningful cues and used them to guide behavior. Even though no normal senses were involved, the animals used these artificial signals to make decisions and complete behavioral changes. Okay.
I could see this could work if you're like face to face with your enemy and you got a squad and they've got a squad and you're like need to communicate without words. I could see this, or signals. That I could see that working. Researchers see broad potential for this approach. It could eventually support prosthetic limbs. By supplying sensory feedback, deliver new types of artificial input for future hearing or vision devices, help manage pain without drugs, enhance recovery after injury or stroke, and even support brain-controlled robotic limbs.
Very cool. Yeah, very cool. In a demonstration, the engineers programmed the device to display patterns of light in the sequence of a Tetris game. These complex patterns of light send information directly to the brain, bypassing the body's natural sensory pathways.
The project expands on previous work in which Kozarovitsky and Rogers created the first fully implantable, programmable, wireless, and battery-free device capable of controlling neurons with light. Published in Nature Neuroscience 2021, that earlier system used a single micro LED probe to influence social behavior in mice. Traditional optogenetics required fiber optic cables that limited an animal's movement, but the wireless design allowed more natural behavior.
Okay. The new version deepens this capability by allowing more complex and flexible communication with the brain. Instead of controlling only one small region, the updated device contains a fully programmable array of up to 64 micro LEDs. Each light can be adjusted in real time, making it possible to send intricate sequences that resemble the distributed patterns seen during real sensory experiences. Because natural perception involves more cortical regions working together, not isolated clusters of neurons, this array produces more realistic activity.
Although more advanced, the device remains small and lightweight. It is about the size of a postage stamp. We saw the pacemaker that was the size of a stamp. Remember, with the probes going down into your heart. Remember that?
Yep.
It's crazy. It's about the size of a postage stamp and thinner than a credit card. Unlike earlier probes that extended into the brain, this model rests on the skull surface and sends light through the bone.
For testing, researchers used mice engineered to have light-responsive neurons in the cortex. The animals were trained to connect a specific stimulation pattern with a reward, which was usually found at a particular port in a behavioral chamber. Okay.
In repeated trials, the implant delivered a defined pattern across 4 cortical regions, functioning like a coded signal. The mice learned to distinguish this target pattern from many other possible sequences. When they detected the correct one, they navigated to the appropriate port to claim a reward.
With evidence that the brain can understand patterned light stimulation as meaningful information, the team plans to test more complicated sequences and determine how many different patterns the brain can learn to interpret. Future versions of the device may incorporate more LEDs, smaller spacing between them, larger coverage across the cortex, and new wavelengths that reach deeper brain regions. So they're just at the tip of the iceberg here.
Maybe next they can cut off the mouse's leg and put a prosthetic on there and see if they can control the leg.
Or his tail. Maybe they should try with his tail.
A tail, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Don't need a tail. So
yeah.
I don't even know what a mouse needs a tail for.
No, I don't know.
Anyway.
All right, folks. Okay. Thanks for joining us. If you know what a mouse needs a tail for, let us know in the comments.
Please. Yep. We're not trying to bag on mice. We like mice. They're an important part of our health research. So science research. Take care. We'll see you this afternoon.